Yo, what's poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do. Before we get started, y'all know what to do. Do your boy a solid. Let's go ahead and do your boy a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to leave your comments down in the comment section as we get into another update on what's happening with Shiloh's bankruptcy case. The judge and the people that's looking for Shiloh's money, they're starting to probe a little deep. They want to dig a little bit, and they might want to look at Deion and some more family members. But we gonna see what the boys got to say, because our boy Brett Schoenborg dropped another article on Friday on the 17th, and let us know what was popping. So we gonna jump into it, and we gonna get everybody up to date and see where things at. As Shilo is done with college football, getting ready to head into the pros, go to the combine, wait to do the draft thing. So we gonna see where we at. Y'all ready? Let's go. But so on Friday, our boy, y'all know our one guy that we used throughout this whole thing since it started back up. Oh my God. So let's jump into what the judge had to say about Shiloh and see where we are with this court case. Let's jump into it. Y'all ready? Let's go. Judge addresses privacy concerns in bankruptcy case of Deion Sanders' son, Shilo. The trustee in the bankruptcy case of the Colorado safety is also pursuing an affidavit from Father Deion Sanders about family finances. So now they want to look into Deion money and Shadua money and all of the siblings' money and even his mother's money to see where the money is going. Now, your suit is against Shiloh, so only Shiloh's finances should be the subject of this investigation. But now you want to look into Dion and everybody else. But let's see. A federal judge in Denver this week addresses an ongoing issue in the bankruptcy case of Colorado football player Shiloh Sanders. How much privacy should Sanders be given related to his business dealings in this case? Judge Michael E. Romero urges the parties involved to make progress on their dispute about the matter, but also reminds Sanders' attorney that Sanders' overall financial situation is not a public record. This is a bankruptcy case, and the finances of Mr. Sanders is public record. So some of that information is going to be for the public to understand and everyone to understand, Judge Romero said, which is true. Some of this is going to be public record, but not everything. Everybody should not know where all of Shiloh's money is made or it comes from. Sanders, son of Colorado football coach Deion Sanders, filed for bankruptcy in October 2023 after falling into more than $11 million in debt, almost all of it owed to one person, a former security guard at his high school in Dallas named John Darjean. Why is the privacy of Shiloh Sanders' information an issue? Shiloh Sanders, 24, is seeking to free himself of his debt in bankruptcy court, a taxpayer-funded judicial system in which one of the prices of trying to erase such debt is to go through a transparent public process for it. But he still wants certain aspects of his business information to be private and under a protective order that shields it from public disclosure, particularly his deals with those paying him for his name, image, and likeness deals. Correct. Which all of his NIL stuff shouldn't be public record for the consumption of every consumer or person interested in where these cases come from. The reason we're having these hearings related to Mr. Sanders and his present financial situation and how that information will get decimated to creditors, the bankruptcy trustee, Mr. Darjean, and anyone else who's interested, as every other bankruptcy debtor is before this court. Judge Romero said during a status conference in this case this week. This is a transparent process, but the question is how widely decimated it will be. Eventually, everyone is going to know. It will be fully public eventually, most likely, at least certain aspects of it. There will be certain aspects that will always be confidential, but in general, details will come out. This is true. Everything will come out eventually. But at the onset of this, Shilo was like, hey, man, Shiloh's attorney is like, hey, y'all need to chill out. We're trying to put all my information in the public sphere. Nobody needs to know everything. Shilo Sanders' NIL deal are a big part of it. After filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, Shiloh's finances are undergoing scrutiny from the bankruptcy trustee, who is in charge of gathering his non-exempt property for the bankruptcy estate on behalf of Shiloh's creditors. In this case, Darjean also is fighting Shiloh's attempt to discharge the debt because he wants to collect on all of what Shilo owes him. And if y'all remember, if you don't remember, just go back and watch. All of this is under scrutiny, and there will be a trial once again because of the wording that the prior judge used on this case. Darjean 48 won a default judgment of nearly $12 million against Shilo in 2022 after suing Shilo and accusing him of severely injuring him during an assault by him in 2015 when Shilo was 15 years old. Shilo previously said that he acted in self-defense but did not show up at the civil trial to contest the case in 2022. Now, as the bankruptcy case proceeds on multiple fronts, the trustee and Darjean are seeking detailed information from Sanders about his finances. But Sanders' attorneys also want to guard against certain information being shared or disclosed in court as a part of public record. Right. They want some of this to be sealed so people don't get all of Shiloh's information. The judge said that the primary reason for meeting in a conference this week was the discovery evidence that is being requested of Shilo Sanders, his related NIL entities, and family members. He wants to determine to what extent that can be disclosed and under what condition. Shilo Sanders' attorney, Terry Riley, said her client is trying to make sure he doesn't violate confidentiality agreements in his NIL deals. So, in his NIL deals, Shilo has confidentiality agreements, and he doesn't want to violate those with the people that he works with, which is good because that's their business. And if they put that in the NIL deal that whatever we do here is confidential, all this information should stay private and it's not for public consumption, then how do you go through this in a public court event without disclosing some of the information that he signed a non-disclosure agreement against? Initially, the protective orders that were proposed are really targeted to protect the confidential business information of the debtor, Shilo Sanders. Riley told the judge this week. Obviously, he is party to, or his entities are a party to, a number of name, image, and likeness agreements that are fairly new in the world of college sports and are in fact confidential business information. A lot of them have confidentiality clauses and we don't believe should be a part of public disclosure. This is true. You can't, if it's in the contract, there's nothing he can do about it. He can't put his business out there without being sued again by the people that he's in business with. That's what the confidentiality agreement is for. The issue involving protective orders were not resolved yet, but the judge made clear he wanted them to be soon so the case can proceed with the discovery of evidence. He also denied a previously request by Darjean to expand the investigation into Shiloh's finances with so-called Rule 2004 examination of Shilo and Sanders. The judge instead said Darjean could pursue discovery of evidence through other means. See, Darjean wanted to get into Deion's information and into Deion's pocket. He can't do that. That's why the judge told him, hey, that's not going to happen. You got to find another way. This case still appears to be months away from closing after Shilo recently completed his final college football season at Colorado. This week, the trustee in the case issued 3 subpoenas seeking financial information about Shilo from the University of Colorado, Wells Fargo Bank, and Red Point Financial Group, an accounting firm, to help assess and round up Shiloh's property and financial conditions on behalf of creditors. The trustee also is pursuing affidavits from Shiloh's family, including Deionsanders, after Darjean previously raised the issue that Shilo may be funneling his earnings to a trust held by his father. Now, see, that ain't none of your business. If some of the money that he makes is going to a trust, you can't touch that. That's off limits. The trustee's attorney, Peter Cal, said in the court this week that he was going to work with Shiloh's attorney to get affidavits from Deionsanders and Shiloh's mother to make sure they provide sufficient information so the bankruptcy trustee understands whether there's any money in those trusts that belong to the bankruptcy estate or whether any money has been used that the bankruptcy estate is entitled to. No, bruh, that ain't none of yours. No jury trial on nature of the alleged incident in 2015. In December, Romero denied a summary judgment request by Darjean, who had asked the court to rule that Shiloh's debt cannot be discharged under the law because it resulted from a willful and malicious injury inflicted by Shilo. The judge's denial of this request means the issue is headed to trial instead, but no trial date has been set yet. The narrow issue relates to Shiloh's state of mind during the incident with Darjean in 2015 and whether it was willful and malicious. Darjean's attorney, Ori Raphael, agrees this week to have the trial decided by the judge instead of a jury. If the judge decides with Darjean, Shilo will be on the hook to pay the debt, including from future earnings. Now, what's going to happen is, I don't think the judge is going to agree with Darjean and what happened back in 2015 because Shilo missed that court and he wasn't able to defend himself. Now, when they go back and review all the evidence, they're going to see that Darjean was wrong, that he tried to grab Shilo from behind and Shilo hit him with the 1-2, and that's on you. You can't fault a child for defending themselves when somebody is trying to aggressively remove a telephone from their person. So, and they got it on video. They gonna show what Darjean was wrestling with Shilo, which you shouldn't have been doing. You shouldn't have put your hands on a 15-year-old regardless. So Darjean's gonna miss out on that, and I think this whole thing is going to be a no-fault judgment going back to Shilo whenever this court date is filed. But that's another episode of what's popping with Shiloh's bankruptcy case. If y'all want to, just go back. It's in the file. It's right there on the channel. All of the videos that we have done is in the playlist of Shilo's bankruptcy case. So go back, watch everything from the beginning. If you need to catch up, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, appreciate y'all for watching. Do what y'all do. You know, and when some more information drops, we gonna bring it to you just like we always do. We ain't gonna bring it to you when it happens because we like to give him time enough to update or edit anything that he's posted, you know. So it is what it is. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna holler at y'all. We out. Peace.